Clicking through stories you wouldn't believe. Cold case trails and courtroom scenes. Whispers from the grave and media dreams. Truth is stranger, hearts beat faster. In the shadows of a news disaster. Scrolling deep where secrets hide. You found the stories time won't deny. Headstones and headlines, the tales collide. Justice and mystery, side by side. From backwoods clubs to breaking news lines, you shine a light where the silence lies. Oh, headstones and headlines, you dig where the truth won't die. Small town rumors and urban fear, a voice for the lost who can't speak here. Through every name, through every case, you hold the truth in a steady place. Cameras roll but justice lingers. Truth unravels through careful fingers. You tell the story and speak their names in a world that's quick to look away. Headstones and headlines, the tales collide. Justice and mystery, side by side. From backwoods crimes to great night trials, you trace the echoes through every mile. Oh, headstones and headlines, you dig where the truth won't die. Some run from the dark, you walk right in with a question and a camera lens. It's not just a crime, it's the lives they led. The voice is still talking from the books unread. Headstones and headlines, the veil is thin. Truth gets louder when you begin. With every view, with every line, you bring the forgotten back to life. Oh, headstones and headlines, you dig where the truth won't die. Yeah, headstones and headlines, you tell the stories that time can't hide.
Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. I hope everyone is having a good day. I see this storm that is coming this weekend is getting stronger, and I feel bad for those of you in the south because it looks like you're going to get slammed. I'm hoping that it stays away from the northeast, but we'll see. We'll see. I actually didn't realize we were supposed to get snow today, and when I left work, it was snowing at a pretty decent clip. So I'm just over it. I am just over it. Cheese, I don't know if ICE killed someone in LA. I know that a federal officer was shot by a quote criminal with a lengthy record. Let me just see. Did ICE kill someone in LA today? Oh. Let's see. So, federal agent fires gun during immigration operation in LA area. Is that today? Oh yeah. So I'll actually read that first. Excuse me. So we can kind of go wherever today. I was going to talk about ICE, and I haven't, to be honest. I've been so busy. I haven't had time to really look into it, but I did see a headline that said that ICE has made its way into Maine. And when I saw the name of the operation, which is Operation Catch of the Day, like, seriously? It's like you're fishing. like, oh, we're going to go fishing today and get the catch of the day. It's, I don't know, like, it makes me feel annoyed. Like, it's just so juvenile. But anyways, thanks for being here. I don't want to get on my soapbox too early. Angie, good to see you. Patty, Evil Queen, thanks for being here. Cheese, thanks for being here. Oh, it was DHS. Okay, I'll look. Patty says, well, Chester has bullied his way to get Greenland now, I think. So, speaking of, so I figured we would take a look at some things on ice on Twitter, and I saw a photo of our dear president arriving in, where was it? Somewhere. Denmark? I think it was Denmark. He arrived in Denmark and there was no one there waiting to greet him. It was bizarre. Totally bizarre. Yeah, they have this quota in Maine is 1,400. 1,400. And the one thing I was thinking of, because I had posted my short yesterday of that little girl who was diagnosed with autism. She was 5 years old, and ICE was holding her to try to get her parents to give themselves up. And it was from September, so it was from a few months ago. But it got me thinking, if we're deporting all of these children's parents, where are the children going? Because they need to live somewhere. So is all of this putting constraints and stress on the already stressful foster system in the United States? Like, who's going to take care of these children who are now orphaned? I hadn't thought about that until yesterday. And then I saw a story today that a woman was detained when she was dropping her children off at school. What if this woman has no husband? Where do her children go? Where do they go? They can't live by themselves. Although that happened, a man was detained going to the store and his young girl was at home alone. ICE didn't care. It just, quota of 3,000 a day. And it makes sense with the title of Operation Catch of the Day. Like, it just makes me feel so aggravated and angry. Like, it's a fucking joke. Like, it's a joke. Operation Catch of the Day. It's not a joke. And it makes me so mad. I didn't mean to say the F word, but it just came out. It just makes me so angry. So angry. So let's go first to this article that I had pulled up. This is from the New York Times about the incident in LA. So it says federal agent fires gun during immigration operation in LA area, officials say. The authorities said an agent fired his weapon at a man in Compton, California, who was being pursued over a human smuggling operation. The man was not struck. The scene where a federal agent opened fire in LA County on Wednesday. A federal agent fired his weapon during an immigration enforcement operation in the LA area on Wednesday morning, according to the DHS. Give me 1 second. For some reason, my phone keeps turning off, and I miss what people are saying. The agency said in an emailed statement that its agents I can speak, I swear. The agency said in an emailed statement that its agents were conducting an operation around 7 a.m. to arrest a man who they said had been, quote, involved in a human smuggling operation, end quote. The department said that the man, Eduardo Moran Carballo of El Salvador, had attempted to evade arrest and then rammed law enforcement with his vehicle. It's the same story every single time. Every single time. They're trying to ram, like they're hitting our vehicles. They're trying to hit us. The agency said a federal agent had fired defensive shots and feared for his safety. I mean, come up with a different script at least so it's believable. You know what I mean? Like it's the same song and dance every single time. It did not specify which Department of Homeland Security agency the officer worked for. Mr. Carballo was not hit or injured in the shooting. A U.S. Customs and Border Protection officer was injured, according to the Homeland Security Department, which did not elaborate on the nature of his injuries or state his condition. Okay, so I did hear that a federal officer had been hurt. Agents took Mr. Carballo into custody. The department said the operation took place in Compton, California, south of Los Angeles, but a local official said it happened in Willowbrook, in an unincorporated area of LA County. This situation is evolving and more information is forthcoming, the department said, adding that Mr. Carballo had 2 prior arrests on accusations of, quote, inflicting corporal injury on a spouse or cohabitant, end quote. Hours after the incident, the wreckage of a gray BMW sports car that crashed was on the street near a curb, its airbags deployed and both doors open. Federal agents in tactical gear and carrying long rifles were at the scene, as were sheriff's deputies. Helicopters hovered overhead as protesters shouting obscenities at the masked federal agents began to arrive. Oh, they have it on video. Let's take a look. And my banner is up. Okay, so viewer discretion advised. I'm not sure what's going to be happening here. I haven't watched ahead of time, but viewer discretion is advised. She says it's always that they were in fear. Yeah, every single time. Every single time. They were trying to hit our car. They rammed our car. That we were afraid of that we were in danger. Like, there's 12 of you. There's 12 of you. And one of them. She says Willowbrook is between Watts and Compton. Okay. All right, let's see what this is. All right, so here's the icy. Oh, there's the BMW. Okay. So the BMW crashed, but it was trying to ram a federal officer's vehicle. I think he was probably trying to get away, and he lost control and hit the curb. It looks like he hit that dumpster. Is that a dumpster or a trash can? Somebody's trash can. Nice car. Nice car. The episode comes during a period of increased national attention on immigration enforcement operations after a woman in Minneapolis, Renee Good, was fatally shot by an ICE officer on January 7th. The Trump administration has also started to target Somali immigrants in Maine in another large-scale immigration enforcement operation. The Trump administration's national immigration crackdown first ramped up in Southern California, and particularly in many of the heavily Latino suburbs of Los Angeles County last summer. Holly Mitchell, who represents the area on the LA County Board of Supervisors, said in an interview that she had been briefed on the episode by officials with the LA County Sheriff's Department on Wednesday. Ms. Mitchell said that a Border Patrol and Immigration and Customs Enforcement Task Force action led to a vehicle pursuit, which ended at around 7:30 a.m. in Willowbrook. She said she was told that one round was fired and that no one was hit. So the officer was in fear for his life, but they were in a vehicle pursuit. So if you're pursuing another vehicle, that tends to mean you're behind the vehicle. So how exactly would you be in fear of your life when you are behind them? She says this more serious than the reason the 65 watts riot started. Where did I leave off? The sheriff's department helped to secure the scene, she said, but emphasized that county law enforcement officers were not involved in the immigration enforcement action. Ms. Mitchell, whose vast district includes many neighborhoods where working-class Latino families have lived for generations, said that the episode on Wednesday appeared to have been carried out with, quote, the same kind of recklessness and lack of regard for basic human rights and true public safety, end quote, that she has seen from federal agents for months. The car chase on Wednesday, she said, took place during the morning rush hour, just as families were taking children to school. She added that the use of lethal force by agents, both in LA and in other cities, is troubling. Fortunately, no one was killed. It was by sheer luck. I assume they didn't intend to miss when they fired their firearm, so we were blessed today. Ms. Mitchell urged constituents to continue to document any activity they see if they can do so safely. She echoed officials in Minnesota who have said that such documentation of interactions between federal agents and members of the public could be important evidence in future court cases over the federal government's tactics. Rosa Enriquez, 39, who lives in nearby Southgate, was among dozens of people who gathered at the scene. She said she drove there to check on her parents who live in the area and to protest the federal agents. She waved a large Mexican flag she said she had used at a previous No Kings protest in LA. We're in Compton, she said. We're so used to living life being cautious, being careful, and this is what we fear the most. Oh, and here's actually, we'll just go to this one next, and then we'll get into some videos. Kind of a good segue. Hey, Steph B, thanks for being here. That's what they want, an uprising. Right. In my opinion, they want that because then it gives them a reason to be more of an asshole. Like it gives them, I don't want to say an excuse, but it justifies their actions of being the way they are. Like, you know, local LE doesn't like Border Patrol. Well, I mean, I can imagine it's causing, havoc in, look at Minnesota. Like, their actions have created a lot more stress and incidents. I mean, when I saw that press conference by law enforcement that had said that their own police officers who are off duty have been racially profiled, asked for identification when they're US citizens, like that should not be happening at all. And the thing is, our federal government doesn't seem to give a shit. They're just concerned with getting these quote criminals out of here, which most of the people being deported are not criminals. They're parents who work and, are just trying to give their kids a better life. I mean, if I had any say, I would deport our president. Send him back to wherever his wife is from. Let them go live there for a little while. All right. So, Maine, as we had talked about on my last live, I think Evil Queen was the one that mentioned it, that ICE was headed to Maine. And so it actually happened. It actually happened. Sooner than I thought it would, but it did. Trump administration starts immigration operation in Maine. The Trump administration this week started arresting immigrants in Maine as part of a new federal operation targeting the state, the Department of Homeland Security said on Wednesday. 2 U.S. officials said the operation was intended to target immigrants from Somalia, along with other immigrants. People from countries including Sudan, Guatemala, and Ethiopia were swept up on the first day of the operations. We arrested illegal aliens convicted of aggravated assault, false imprisonment, and endangering the welfare of a child, Tricia McLaughlin, a spokeswoman for the department, said in the statement. Under President Trump and Secretary Noem, we are no longer allowing criminal illegal aliens to terrorize American citizens. So what about the criminals who are U.S. citizens terrorizing American citizens? I mean, what about some of the international people that President Trump pardoned, who allowed out of prison when they are highly dangerous to American society? And I'd like to know, of the people detained and arrested, how many of them have a criminal record? Because I'm going to guess there, out of 50, I'd say 2 out of 50 people being detained have a criminal record. And that might be a little high. Being racially profiled and beat up by cops was just a part of growing up in Watts. That's so sad. So sad. Yeah, Patty. And where is she from? Is she from, let me look it up. Where is, oh, Slovenia. She's from Slovenia. So let them go live in Slovenia for a little bit. Let him wreak havoc over there. Slovenia doesn't want them. They had protests against Trump. Oh, okay. Well, the operation comes after an enforcement surge in Minnesota, which set off protests. Thousands of DHS officers and agents were deployed there, and their actions have come under scrutiny in the wake of the shooting of Renee Good. A number of asylum seekers from African countries who arrived in the United States during the Biden administration have settled in Maine, joining a Somali population that started arriving there in the early 2000s when refugees from the country began settling in Lewiston. Yet Maine remains an overwhelmingly white state with one of the oldest populations in the country. Some employers have begun looking to immigrants to fill labor gaps, as native-born employees have either left the workforce or retired. Democratic lawmakers in Maine, including the mayors of Portland and Lewiston and Governor Janet Mills, who clashed with Mr. Trump last year, have been warning residents of ICE's plan to focus on Maine since last week. In a video message last week, Ms. Mills, addressing federal immigration agents, said, quote, "If your plan is to come here to be provocative and to undermine the civil rights of Maine residents, do not be confused. Those tactics are not welcome here." End quote. In a news conference on Wednesday, Mayor Mark Dion of Portland described the immigrants in his community as anxious and fearful, adding, "We believe in their right to be safe, and we've tried to direct resources their way to support their capacity to stay here in Portland." Mr. Dion said his early impression was that the operation in Maine would not involve, quote, "groupings of agents just patrolling," and that it would instead focus on tracking down certain people, quote, "on the basis of an actual court warrant." Well, it doesn't seem that's what's happening. They're just like they did in Minnesota. They're patrolling in groups, detaining people, driving their kids to school, and I mean, I don't know if they have a warrant or not. I would assume probably not, because they're not criminals. Hey, Tinker, thanks for being here. Hey, Doodles, thanks for being here. He also warned residents against intervening in ICE's actions, saying, "The best thing you can do is to be the best possible witness. Should the facts that come before you need hang on, that didn't make sense. The best thing you can do is to be the best possible witness. Should the facts that come before you be needed by any future investigation? Okay, I was just reading it wrong. The U.S. Attorney's Office in Maine telegraphed the upcoming operation in a statement on Monday, advising people to protest peacefully. In the coming days, if Maine citizens seek to exercise their rights to assemble and protest, it is vital that these protests remain peaceful, said Andrew Benson, the U.S. Attorney in the state. Anyone who forcibly assaults or impedes a federal law enforcement officer, willfully destroys government property, or unlawfully obstructs federal law enforcement activity commits a federal crime and will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. On Wednesday, Fox News reported that an ICE official took the network on a ride along in Maine, describing the operation as targeting people with criminal histories. We have approximately 1,400 targets here in Maine, Patricia Hyde, the ICE Deputy Assistant Director, told Fox News. The Trump administration has put pressure on ICE to ramp up arrests throughout the year. Oh, here we go. Is Narco still here? At one point, White House officials proposed a goal of 3,000 arrests a day, a figure the agency has yet to hit. Despite that, ICE officials have ramped up enforcement across the United States. So there is a quota of 3,000 arrests per day. No wonder they're being so aggressive. I mean, you got to earn those bonuses, right? Got to earn those bonuses. Yeah, he is. He's sending them to the blue states. Oh, good, Narcos. This article had just said 3,000 a day. Mr. Trump in recent months has particularly focused on Somali immigrants, at one point referring to them as, quote, garbage. You know, and I was talking to my sister because my brother-in-law is here from France. He's been here, gosh, probably close to 30 years now. And a lot of his friends are from Africa. They've been here for decades. So they're afraid that, well, not only my brother-in-law, he may be targeted because he has an accent. And his friends who are from Africa. They traveled here on school visas. And then, you know, they became citizens along the way. But ICE doesn't care. Let's see. Patty says, so I'm wondering, does anyone think that maybe, just maybe, Chester is giving away secrets to get other countries to do what he wants? I'm just asking. I don't know. I know I did see there was something about Greenland. Like, I can't keep up. Like, first he wants it, then he doesn't. It's like, does he even remember what he says and does? And then he said he backed off the Greenland thing. I read an article, the headline said he backed off the Greenland thing because he was going after Europe with tariffs or something. So he was now focused on Europe and not Greenland. It's like, can we just maybe slow it down a little bit, sir? Quote, when they come from hell and they complain and do nothing but bitch, we don't want them in our country, Mr. Trump said in December. Let them go back to where they came from and fix it. Mr. Trump also slammed Representative Ilhan Omar, a Democrat and a Somali immigrant, in his tirade against Somalis. He has repeatedly brought up the topic since then. Like, I can imagine when they come from hell and they complain and do nothing but bitch, we don't want them in our country. Let them go back to where they came from and fix it. Okay. Okay. Where did that... I can see comments on my phone, but not on StreamYard. I don't know what's happening. Like, it's... Unless StreamYard is, like, lagging, but... Narco says he's going for Greenland. He is in Davos speaking today. Already told NATO and other countries give me Greenland. You know what? I'll look at that because they had, let me go to the... Oh, right. Oh, it was the tariff threat over Greenland. Okay, so I misspoke. He dropped the tariff threat over Greenland after assailing Europe. Newsom says he was blocked from entering the U.S. pavilion at Davos. Trump confuses Greenland and Iceland. Oy vey. Trump calls out Mark Carney's Davos speech in a rebuke to Canada. I'm going to have to watch that. I'll have to watch his speech. So he confused Greenland and Iceland. Didn't he get confused about some other country at some point? All right. Oh, I know it. He is. He's making enemies for the whole country. Yeah. He is, Cheese. He's trying to acquire Greenland. So actually, before we get to, let me just see what this article says. Let's go back over here for a minute. So, Trump drops tariff threat over Greenland after assailing Europe. Let's see, I'll just read the summary here. So President Trump said he was dropping his threat to impose tariffs on European allies as part of a pressure campaign to gain control of Greenland, saying after a meeting with the NATO Secretary General that there was an unspecified framework of an agreement. Mr. Trump's announcement on social media said nothing about the United States owning the territory, hours after he said in a speech at the World Economic Forum that he would settle for nothing less. In his remarks at the forum in Switzerland, Mr. Trump called for immediate talks on a U.S. purchase of Greenland, a semi-autonomous territory of Denmark, and said he would not use, quote, force to take it over. But Rasmus Jarloff, chairman of the Defense Committee in Denmark's parliament, insisted that his country would not be, quote, handing over Greenland, end quote. Mr. Trump used his forum speech to criticize Europe and cast the world as almost entirely reliant on the United States for peace and prosperity. Without us, most of the countries don't even work. Like, what is wrong with this guy? Like, is he has to be delusional. Or maybe he has dementia. Like, how do you say that no other country can work correctly without the United States? Like, that is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Hey, Oki, how are you? Narco says he's always getting confused. The man needs to be impeached. It's scary that it doesn't seem like he knows what he's talking about. He goes on tangents. He doesn't stick to script. He's self-admittedly, he doesn't read the teleprompter verbatim. He always, goes off what he's supposed to be saying. And it's like, I mean, not only do I think we're headed for a civil war, but we're headed for a war against the US. That's my opinion. Nanny says, my son has prepped. He said if it hits the fan for me to get over there. What did Nanny say before? Mark Carney gave an amazing speech. I'll have to check that out. He sent a letter to the leader of Norway saying, I know you had something to do with me not getting the Nobel Peace Prize. He's a clown and making everyone think people wanted him. Like, what would he get a Nobel Peace Prize for? Like, what did he do? Like, he is no Jane Goodall. Like, he clearly has delusions of grandeur. Oh no, Okie, 12 inches of snow? You can keep it. You can keep it. That is a good analogy. The world is not his personal boardroom. That is a good way to put it. All right. So, I will share the link to this article if anyone has a subscription to the New York Times. If anybody wants to read more of that, I am going to check out President Trump's speech as well, because why not? I need some entertainment later tonight. Let's see. Where am I going? Here we go. All right. So back to Maine. I have a few news clips. One of them, I think the third one, is a school board gives a, I don't want to, like a press kind of like a press conference because their school staff is being targeted. So that'll be interesting to hear. All right.
ICE agents are targeting 1,400 people in Maine, according to a Homeland Security official interviewed by Fox News. DHS says they will not stop until every target is in custody. Arrests have already started. The Department of Homeland Security is calling this ICE effort in Maine Operation Catch of the Day.
Tonight, we're hearing from local leaders about the surge. News Center Maine's Sam Olson joins us.
And catch of the day means that there would be one, right? Like the catch of the day would mean you get a bunch of fish, but there's one that's like the best. So I just think it's so irritating. I absolutely hate the name of that operation.
Is live outside of Portland City Hall, where earlier this afternoon, Mayor Mark Dion and city councilors held a press conference to address some concerns. Sam?
Hi, Brian and Amanda. Portland Mayor Mark Dion says communities are fearful and people are anxious. Today's press conference comes as there have been multiple reports online that people are being arrested and detained. According to the Maine Monitor, a mother of 4 today was detained after dropping one of her children off at school. That woman's daughter says she has been in the U.S. for 10 years and has a pending asylum application. The Maine Monitor also ran a background check on the woman and found that she has no criminal record.
Oh, go figure. No criminal record. So she's dropping off. I didn't realize she had 4 children. So she's dropping off one of her 4 children at school and she's detained. What if those 4 kids don't have a father that lives with them or other family? Where are these kids going to go? Are they just going to have to fend for themselves?
So Fox News reported tonight, DHS Director Patricia Hyde said ICE had already arrested 50 people so far out of about 1,400. They're going
50. So 50 out of 1,400.
After here in Maine. DHS said in Maine so far, they have arrested people for aggravated assault, false imprisonment, and endangering the welfare of a child. Mayor.
Okay, and how many of those 50 people had those charges? I'm going to say, well, I said 2 out of 50. I'm going to change it. I'm going to say 3 out of 50 people have criminal records. 6% of those detained have criminal records. The others, while they may be here undocumented, they are not criminals. Well, technically they are because they're in the country illegally, but they are not committing criminal acts actively.
Dion says the city has had no communication with ICE or DHS. Dion says he is speculating agents are conducting their work on a one-by-one individualized basis. He says it doesn't appear.
And the one thing I wondered is, why is this news station blurring the faces or, the covered faces of the ICE agents? Actually, it's Fox News. So that's weird. Like, why would they blur their faces? Unless that's local police. Well, no, I don't know.
To be random.
Weird.
Dion says the city respects the law, but questions the need for what he calls a paramilitary approach.
What we've been concerned with as a council is the enforcement tactics that ICE has undertaken in other communities, which to our mind appear to threaten and intimidate populations.
Mm-hmm.
If they change the way they do their business, then we can focus on doing our responsibility as citizens and changing policy.
Dion says he expects federal agencies and their agents to conduct their work in a professional manner. He says he holds his own police department here in town to a certain standard, and he hopes ICE's director holds their agents to the same standard. Brian?
Well, I don't think they do. So as much as, that man has high hopes, I think they're not going to be reached, because I think he probably has much higher standards than the officers of ICE do.
Sam Wilson live for us tonight in Portland. Thank you, Sam. Department of Homeland Security.
Hey, Pookie. Thanks for being here. Okay, so this is just another clip about ICE arriving in Maine to start their new operation of harassment and intimidation. The next clip is the school board talking.
Security today says 70% of ICE arrests are criminal illegal aliens who have been charged or convicted of a crime in the United States.
No, ma'am. I think that's a lie. 70% of ICE arrests are criminal illegal aliens. I don't think so.
Homeland Security, though, has not confirmed to Maine's Total Coverage how many people have been arrested since it launched that Operation Catch of the Day.
Political reporter Jackie Mundry joins us now in studio with what we do know here, Jackie.
Just last month, the Department of Homeland Security launched a worst of the worst webpage where ICE arrests are listed by state since the start of the Trump administration.
Evil Queen says, will cosplay. Noam said they got 19 actual criminals from Minneapolis. Locals could have picked them up. 2 deceased and multiple arrested. He sounded proud. Wonder how much that cost. A lot. A lot. So 19 actual criminals of all those people detained. It's all a farce. What's this say? Arrested. Worst of the worst. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security is highlighting the worst of the worst criminal aliens arrested by the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Oh, that's on Homeland Security site. Let's go to their site. Oh, I don't want to go to that page because that was a Homeland Security. Making America safe again. America needs you. Join ICE. Protect the homeland. Defend the culture. Defend the culture? They do realize we were built on different cultures. Like, oh, look. CBP Home is now granting an exit bonus of $2,600 to those who self-deport. You can find out more at CBP Home mobile app. What's this? Assistance to voluntarily self-deport. DHS is using the CBP Home Mobile app to incentivize the voluntary self-departure of aliens illegally in the United States. So they'll give you $2,600 if you remove yourself from the United States. That's not even going to cover an airfare ticket, probably. Oh, my bad. I didn't read. The Department of Homeland Security has announced a historic opportunity for illegal aliens to receive cost-free travel, forgiveness of any failure to depart fines, and a $2,600 exit bonus to facilitate travel back to their home country or another country where they have lawful status through the CBP Home Mobile app. Well, leave safely, travel normally, without arrest, detention, or restraints. It's a safe, orderly alternative that provides assistance and flexibility, not fear. A lot of people who came to the United States came to get away from their countries, to seek asylum. So going back does provide fear for them, in my opinion, of course. Oh, there's a simple questionnaire. Okay. All right. Well, there we go. Let's see. Oh, look, today, press release. ICE launches Operation Catch of the Day, targeting the worst of the worst criminal illegal aliens across Maine. Oh, so that woman who was dropping off her child, she's one of the worst criminals. Let's see her record. Oh, right. She doesn't have one. Oh, ICE arrests worst of worst criminal illegal aliens, including pedos, violent assailants, and drug traffickers. Let's see oh, no, I'm not going to give my opinion. All right, let's see what this says. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement today announced the arrest of more worst of the worst criminal illegal aliens from across the country, including those convicted of sexual exploitation of a child, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and drug trafficking. Quote, every single day, ICE law enforcement officers are risking their lives to arrest murderers, pedos, rapists, gang members, and terrorists from American neighborhoods, said Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin. Just yesterday, we arrested pedos, violent assailants, and drug traffickers from our streets. 70% of ICE arrests are of illegal aliens charged with or convicted of a crime in the U.S. So release their names. Release the names of the people you've arrested. So we can look up their criminal history, because I can guarantee you it's not 70%. With each arrest of these criminals, ICE law enforcement officers are saving American lives. See for yourself what criminals have been removed from your community. Oh, see, I need to read directions before I start running my mouth. Yesterday's arrests include, okay, so let's see if this is 70%. Kevin Antonio Chavez Garcia, a criminal illegal alien from El Salvador, convicted of sexual exploitation of a child in Weld County, Colorado. Okay. Edgardo de Jesus Pacheco Flores, a criminal illegal alien from Venezuela, convicted of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon in Bell County, Texas. Okay. But these aren't in Maine, ma'am. Oh, but it's just worst of the worst. Okay, that's not Maine necessarily. Okay. Enrique Vergara Marquez, a criminal illegal alien from Mexico, convicted of burglary and aggravated assault with a weapon in Glenville, West Virginia. Felipe Avila Jimenez, a criminal illegal alien from Mexico, convicted of importation of methamphetamine in Carlsbad, California. Julio Noyola Campos, a criminal illegal alien from Mexico, convicted of trafficking a Schedule I controlled substance in Wake County, North Carolina. Americans can see more worst of the worst arrested in their communities on our webpage. Okay, so let's go over here. I know this took a little detour, but this is actually kind of interesting to me. $2,600, where do I sign up? Oh my gosh, $2,600 is like nothing. I'm sure the LA County Jail worst of the worst for the past weekend was worse than their list, right? Hey, Marie the Maina, thanks for being here. Okay, so let's see. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security is highlighting the worst of the worst. Under Secretary Noem's leadership, the hardworking men and women of DHS and ICE are fulfilling President Trump's promise in carrying out mass deportations, starting with the worst of the worst, including the illegal aliens you see here. Okay, so let's pick a state. Let's pick a state. Any state. All right, let's I'm not going to look. I'm just going to swivel. All right, Hawaii. Let's see how many people in Hawaii are the worst of the worst. Okay, how many are there? Did it say how many total? No, it does not. Okay, so, and it also doesn't say what date. That's the other thing. It doesn't say when this has happened. It could have happened 10 years ago. It could have happened 8 years ago. Chi says this week, 3 arrests in LA County Jail for murdering one and double homicide. Oh, one being double homicide. Gotcha. Okay. Okay, so this guy, burglary, drug possession, dangerous drugs. China. Okay. Vietnam, assault. Now, assault, like what kind of assault though? Because he could have spit on someone. That's assault. I mean, he could be dangerous. I'm just saying. This guy. Larceny, fraud, and abuse, computer. Okay. Essay. Where are the Marshall Islands? Let me look that up. Marshall Islands. Okay, so Micronesia, Central Pacific Ocean, known for their 2 chains of 29 coral atolls and over 1,200 islands. An independent nation under free association with the U.S. It's famous for World War II history, U.S. nuclear testing sites, and significant climate change impacts. Their currency is the United States dollar. Is there a map? Like, I need a map to see. Is it? Let's see. Okay, so it's off the coast of Australia. Kind of. Yeah. I had never heard of that before. Okay, so we talked about him. This guy, Poland, assault and burglary. Where are the Somalis? Where are the Somalis on this list? Mexico. Illegal entry. Okay. Micronesia. Okay, so that's in the same area as that other guy. Dangerous drugs. Wow, this guy doesn't look very happy. Marshall Islands. Okay, so another one from Marshall Islands. Which makes sense because it's closer to Hawaii. So, okay, so Hawaii may not be the best. Let's go to Maine because that's where they're at now. Let's go to Maine. Maine. Where are you? There you are. Search. Okay, so St. Lucia, assault. Dominican Republic, and amphetamine, cell property crimes. Okay. This guy looks dangerous. Gotta say, this guy looks dangerous. And he So cocaine, sell dangerous drugs, drug possession. This guy, okay, this guy is a bad guy. Aggravated assault with a weapon, theft and use vehicle, other crime, simple assault, marijuana possession, obstructing police, possession, stolen vehicle. Oh, there's Lewiston, Maine. His name is Ali. That's kind of a cool name. Burundi, aggravated assault. Oh, here's a woman. Convicted of larceny, receiving stolen property. Dominican Republic. Oh, drugs. This guy, failure to report a crime. Are you kidding? What kind of crime? Failure to report a crime. He's the worst of the worst for failing to report a crime. South Africa. So I guess, you know, just so that they can say that they're not racially profiling, you know, they have some people with lighter skin. Aggravated assault, drugs. Oh. So how many is that? One, let me go back. So there's one on this page. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. So 13 criminals. 13 criminals listed for Maine. And I believe they've detained over 30. Well, that was the last time I checked, was over 30. That's not 70%. Let's see, 12 out of 30 would be like 40%. A little less. All right. Actually, let me share this. If anybody wants to check out. One second. Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. This is a reminder. Oh my gosh. Alexa is not listening today. Earlier, I asked her what the weather was going to be tomorrow, and she said snowy. And she was like, you best get some winter boots and a winter jacket. I was like, why are you so happy about snow? And she's like, can I help you with something? It's like, oh my gosh. Okay, so let's see. Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. I guess I'll just give you, let me see, where is, here we go. Let me just get that. There we go. All right, so if anybody wants to check out your area, there is the link. Right. Think of how many people are, right. Oh, you know what? I should have looked at Minnesota. All right, let's go back over here. Let's do Minnesota quick. There we go. Search. All right, so here's the worst of the worst. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Oh, shit. Okay. 34. Okay, so 33. Let's see. 33. Oops. 33 times 12. 396 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 401 people in Minnesota, according to this, are the worst of the worst. So we'll just say 400 people. So going with what, you know, Secretary Noam said, if that was 70%, that would be out of, I mean, I'm just estimating here, like 750 people. Way more than 700 were detained. Hey, Smokin', how are you? I also heard Black Panthers are going to start protecting people. They are becoming a group again. You better believe she is listening to you. Who's listening to me? Doodle says, under the current visa application, you cannot have a felony or misdemeanor to apply, ? I don't know. Let me Google that. Let's see. Under current, I'm just going to write it. Current visa. Oh, and somebody else Googled it too because Google knew exactly what I was going to say. All right, so according to Google, yes, you can apply for a U.S. visa with a criminal record, felony or misdemeanor, but it significantly complicates the process and often leads to ineligibility or denial. Under current U.S. immigration law, any arrest, charge, or conviction, regardless of how long ago it occurred, or if it was, quote, expunged or spent, must be disclosed. It says a conviction for possession of any amount of controlled substance, including marijuana, is usually a ground for permanent inadmissibility with very narrow exceptions. There we go. How come they don't have pictures of some of these people? If they were convicted, where's the picture? Right? If they're convicted, this guy's in jail. So they're sending back prisoners too? Let's see, let me go to this previous page. Okay, they do have pictures, but some of these people don't have pictures. Wow, that kid looks young. Did it have where you could... Minneapolis. Okay, so 60, because I just did Minneapolis search term. So 60 worst of the worst have been arrested in Minneapolis. 60. And there were way more than that detained. So where are the other criminals? Where are the other criminals? All right, let's go back over here. Okay, so
I'm Sarah Lentz.
The next clip is from a school district that is having staff being detained. So their staff members are being affected. All right, let me just close some of these windows. There we go. Smokin' says I'm going to be right in the middle of the ice. You're going into hibernation? Oh, Alexa, she is. The other day, she told me it was going to be, I don't know, I'm just, like, it was going to be really cold, like, I don't know, 8 degrees. And I was like, what the hell? Why is it going to be so cold? And she responded, she said, are you just excited about the temperature? Or are you excited that I'm excited for you? Or something like that. I'm like, what? How would she know to respond to someone saying, "What the hell?" It was very bizarre. Very bizarre. New problem with ICE in my city. Sent you the link. All right, I'll check.
Sarah, last name Lentz, and I'm chair of the board here in Portland. I told a reporter this morning a story about my own child who, when I picked him up from school, said to me, first off, he said, "Today my teacher told me there was ice on the playground and we needed to be careful." And I thought that there were people there to get me and my friends. That level of worry and anxiety is what all of our children are carrying as they go into the classroom. And we know that learning doesn't happen when kids are hungry, when they are scared, and when they don't feel safe. And what is happening in our community right now is making our community not feel safe. And that is not okay. As so many counselors have said today, there are other ways to do this. There are other ways that don't impact our kids and their families in the ways that they are feeling impacted right now. And I just want to say thank you to all of the community members, the individuals and the organizations that are literally working around the clock right now to make sure that our kids have food in their house, that they can get to work or to the bus stop, that they can be connected to legal services and other resources that they need because they are fearful of coming out of their house. These are the impacts that we're seeing on a daily basis. Our attendance rates are way down. Kids are not coming to school and their families are holding in their houses. So that's where we are. And that's where we're going to stay, and we're going to hold the line and do whatever we can as educators and community members to make sure that our schools are safe and predictable spaces for everyone that are there. Yeah.
At this point, are you aware of any students, staff, or family members of students who've been detained by ICE in the last few days?
I can confirm that there have been people detained, but that's as much as I'm going to share.
Can you give us the number? How much is the attendance down, and what percentage of the student population is minorities or immigrants?
Yeah, so I'm happy to give a little bit of background, and then I'll ask Superintendent to give specific numbers on attendance. But in the Portland Public Schools, we have 53% or 52% students of color in our district. About a third of our students are multilingual learners. And we also have about 500 students who are currently housing insecure. So those are just some of the statistics of our students right now, but I'm happy to turn it over to the superintendent who can talk more about attendance.
Good afternoon. Ryan Scallon, RYAN SCALLON. Attendance varies significantly as the impact is not even across our school community. So as Chair Lentz just shared, we are about 53% students of color, and we see a range of attendance impacts. Our overall attendance is down more than 5 percentage points, but we have some schools where the attendance drop is closer to 15 to 20% down. And so there's a wide range of how it's been impacting.
Are there any measures being taken to make remote learning available? Any plans in the works to have entire schools go remote if need be?
So we know from the research coming out of COVID, as well as what we see happening in schools, that the safest, best place for students to learn for social reasons, for physical reasons, for academic reasons are in person. So as much as possible, we are planning to maintain in-person learning. The last 2 days I've been in our schools and have seen that they continue to make sure that it's a safe, welcoming place for all of our students. And so as much as possible, we want that to be. It would also not be prudent if we weren't planning for the range of contingencies. And so leadership in our district, including our school leaders, have engaged and have done some planning around the potential for an online piece, but at this point, our intent is to remain in person.
So I haven't heard anything about this, but just want to confirm with you, have you had any confirmed sightings of ICE agents on or near Portland Public School campuses?
So we have not had any sightings or reports of agents on our property around schools. Obviously, there is a lot of information going on around ICE action. And obviously, we are a small city and with schools throughout the city. And so there's nothing that is in the immediate vicinity, but certainly in the neighborhood.
And in Portland, several business owners now protesting.
Shoot. They like cut him off. I was like listening, and all of a sudden it was like to the next clip. How many groups of men are dressing up like ICE and kidnapping people? Good question. Be easy for somebody to copycat. Yeah, Evil Queen, warrants are not being enforced. They are just grabbing people. Right. And like we saw with the DoorDash driver. And, you know, actually we should check and see if there's any updates from Smokey Baby. You know, she had shown them her ID and they kept asking, where's the warrant? Where's the warrant? And they just kept telling her, you know, it'll just get worse for you. Do this or else. Well, or else. That's what I pick. Marie says, I don't remember racism or ICE growing up. Portland and Lewiston have larger percentage, most likely because of the large amount of refugees years ago. Actually, let me go. Let's see. This one is. Hang on. Let me just open this link that Sinner sent me. Oh, okay. All right, we'll get to that one after. No, YouTube. Pause, please. So this is the last clip I have in regards to Maine, and then we can take a look at, we'll go over to Twitter and look at what's happening over there, and then I'll look for that interview with that young girl that we had watched my live streams that was dragged out of her car.
Portland, several business owners now protesting federal law enforcement.
I like that sign. Private property, absolutely no ICE allowed. Well, I don't think it matters if it's private property. I think they can do whatever they want. They don't care if it's private.
Enforcement with a single sheet of paper taped to their storefronts.
Jamie Ajoulay was downtown this afternoon asking business owners why they're putting them up.
This East End business is one of several here in Portland to have the sign private property.
Oh, that just reminded me. I'm going to share, I'm sure you guys have seen the story, but the story of the ICE had lunch at a Mexican restaurant, and then when they were done eating, arrested the people who waited on them. Like, talk about assholes. Like, just, ugh. So aggravating.
No ICE allowed on their front window. It's either this or a similar message that's popping up on storefronts all over the city.
Portland-based artist Ryan Adams made this poster and shared the free link to download it on social media. He's now reached 1 million people.
Oh, what was his name? Ryan Adams. That sign is really cool. I'm gonna look him up.
And the poster has been spotted across the country. Adams telling Maine's Total Coverage he wanted to use his skill set to support his neighbors who may be feeling afraid. Portland business owners sharing that they too are focused on community.
It's bringing me hopes. Starting this whole thing of politics last year, my hopes was kind of down, but then watching other people being supportive and even people coming in and grabbing something and being like, hey, I support this, it's more than thankful.
The Maine Law Enforcement Coalition.
Okay, so I just looked up Ryan Adams, and I will share it is on Instagram. I'm actually going to follow him. So let me share his link. And then he has a nice poster and then a not so nice poster. So, free download, print and post up. Word is that these people, quote, people, are in town. So I made these downloadable flyers that are able to be printed and posted on the front of your space. There's a friendly and not so friendly option for however you prefer to communicate. So the first one, this is what they had on the news. Private property, absolutely no ICE allowed. ICE agents may not enter private areas without a judicial warrant. So that's the nice version. So then the not so friendly version, private property, absolutely no bitch ass ICE allowed. If you're an ICE agent, please crawl back into the asshole you fell out of, you human piece of filth. Smiley face. That's a little bit aggressive there. That's a little bit aggressive. All right, so Ryan, oh wait, actually, if I click on, okay, let me share his actual link. That was the link to the post. This is the link to his actual page. Yeah, they are. They're kicking in doors. They don't care about warrants. They got a quota to meet. Sickening.
Warns this type of anti-ICE rhetoric could be harmful, creating confusion, tension, and increased risk for both officers and the public.
Local law enforcement putting out the reminder in recent days to protest peacefully and to not get in the way of law enforcement officers. Reporting in Portland, I'm Jamie Azoulay, Maine's Total Coverage.
Don't get in the way of ICE officers. Okay, so that's all I have in regards to Maine. Marie says, you think that's aggressive? Wait till you see the communities in those large cities. I mean, they better watch out. That one ICE agent, when that young girl that got pulled out of her car, she called him a little bitch, and he got, he felt some sort of way and decided that they needed to, drag her out of her car, even though she was an American citizen. Hey, Georgia Peach, how are you? And I really hope that there's a federal lawsuit. Well, we have the 2 federal lawsuits, but I hope that there's more civil rights lawsuits, because a lot of people are having their rights violated, and that shouldn't be happening. All right, so let's go to this next. So it says, man charged accused of posing as ICE agent and breaking into local home. You know what? Before we watch it, let me just see. Oops. I'm just going to ask Google. Okay, so I just said number of people posing as ICE police and breaking into homes. According to Google, it says there have been a significant number of incidents involving people posing as ICE officers to commit crimes. One 2025 analysis documented at least 24 incidents of individuals impersonating ICE officers across the U.S., which reportedly exceeds the total number of such cases documented over the previous 4 presidential administrations combined. These incidents include home break-ins, robberies, kidnappings, assaults, and SAs. Criminals often take advantage of the public's fear of deportation and the heightened visibility of actual ICE enforcement actions to target vulnerable communities. The FBI has issued warnings about this trend, noting that the use of plain clothes and masks by some actual federal agents can make it harder for the public to distinguish between legitimate officers and imposters. Well, then they shouldn't be wearing masks. They shouldn't be covering their faces. And then there was another article that just says FBI urges ICE to ID themselves as criminals impersonating officers. Anybody can say ICE. Anybody can say, this is ICE, open up, right? Like, just because you say you're ICE doesn't mean you are. That's silly. All right, let me add this back. Let me not make the mistake I made yesterday, and y'all were listening to me talk to nothing. All right.
According to this criminal complaint, 35-year-old William Gregory broke into this home through that window, claiming to be an ICE agent. And investigators say he had a knife.
Oh my God. And the thing is, ICE comes in packs. So if you see one person coming into your house saying they're ICE, no, because there would be 12 of you, not one of you.
Tried to steal a PlayStation.
Because you imagine.
Oh my, I mean, at least it was just to try to steal a PlayStation. I mean, it could have been a lot worse. Yet, like, this person didn't think very well, because why would an ICE agent want a PlayStation? They don't want PlayStations. Well, they might. But their goal is to get as many undocumented people off the streets, not PlayStations off the street.
Coming home or coming down the steps and somebody's in your home.
For residents in this Beltouver neighborhood, the fear that this family must have felt is incomprehensible.
And the thing is, like, after that happens, like, your whole sense of security is gone.
I believe that is a Hispanic home, and our neighborhood is very diverse. And then you have somebody fraudulently acting like they want to be ICE and then come in and invade the people that make up my community.
But police say a boy inside the home fought back, protecting his family. According to court papers, when William Gregory forced his way inside the home, he, quote, came upstairs shouting that he was an ICE agent and needed to see their paperwork. The criminal complaint.
Okay, so there we go. So the FBI says that ICE agents should identify themselves as such. Well, that's what this dude did, and he wasn't. He was there to steal a PlayStation. And this, I don't know how old this boy was, but I mean, the fact that this young kid had to, protect his family because of this idiot.
It says Gregory then pulled out a pocket knife and threatened to stab a juvenile, quote, as he began to steal his PlayStation console and controllers. Gregory forcibly ripped juvenile number one's cell phone out of his hands, and the two began to fight. Juvenile number one eventually punched Gregory in the face and knocked him unconscious.
Good for that kid. He knocked him unconscious. Either that kid knew how to fight, or he just got a really good hit in. The fact that he knocked him unconscious, that's pretty impressive.
Which was how he was when officers arrived on scene. The family who lives here does not speak English, but they told me the boy who defended them is 17. Their neighbor says she is thankful for that.
It's a great thing that their young man, his adrenaline went through going in action and went to just defend his family. Thank goodness for that.
William Gregory is charged with ethnic intimidation and burglary. He remains in the Allegheny County Jail. Covering Allegheny County.
Wow. Okay, so from there, actually, let me look for, let's see, CNN woman dragged, right there, CNN woman dragged out of car. Oh, here she is right here. So, how long is this short? Oh, here, we'll watch the short, and then I will share the link to the full video because it's 10 minutes and I don't have 10 minutes to watch that. So here's the full video. We'll just watch the short for now, and then we'll get over to X for a little bit and see what's going on. Oh, no. Dang it all. Hold on a second. There we go.
I think even someone who doesn't have the kind of auditory process and challenges I do would not know what to do with the sentence, move, I will break your effing window. And then back and forth between move, get out, trying to open my door, more threats of breaking a window, which I don't understand the functional purpose of, and it's not a warning, it's a threat of violence.
Were you there to protest ICE? Had you ever protested ICE before in that arena?
No.
So when you went that day and you were detained, as you said, what was that like for you once you were? What happened after they took you?
I experienced a very specific set of dehumanization practices during the 6 stages of detention and processing that I counted before I went unconscious and was taken out in an ambulance.
What? So she was taken out unconscious by an ambulance, a U.S. citizen. I mean, it shouldn't happen to anybody. Clearly, they're doing things inside of those buildings, and that's why politicians, I saw an article, a federal ruling says that politicians or local representatives cannot make unannounced visits to ICE facilities. Well, the purpose of being unannounced is so that you can see what's actually happening. If you announce your arrival, things change. I couldn't believe what I was reading. I'm like, that is insanity to me. Like, you should want transparency. So the fact that people can't show up unannounced tells me all I need to know.
You know, when I asked for disability accommodations, and I said, did anybody bring my cane with me from the car? I need that to walk, not stand, but walk, because my balance is bad. They said, there's no canes here. They stood me up in leg irons and said, walk, push my back. Walk, you can do it. Nobody said, maybe we should find something else. There was no medical screening. I was never once asked for my ID, even told I was under arrest, never charged. I think even someone who doesn't have the kind of auditory process and challenges I do would not know what to do with the sentence, move, I will break your effing window. And then back and forth between move, get out, trying to open my door, more threats of breaking a window, which I don't understand the functional purpose of, and it's not a warning, it's a threat of violence.
Were you there to protest?
Okay, so that was, I thought we had heard that before. So they don't care. So this woman needed a cane to walk, and they're telling her to walk when she can't without assistance. Reminds me of, you know, some Europeans that were around during World War II, you know, pushing people and not caring if they needed assistance with anything. Okay, so last thing we're going to do, just for the last maybe like 10 minutes-ish, is just to see what's happening on X. Oh, this is, okay, so this is where he misspoke. Iceland, they love me. Donald Trump says about Greenland. They called me daddy last time. A very smart man said, he's our daddy. He's running it. What? No one called you daddy. What is happening? They called me dad. All right, we gotta listen to this with volume. This is bonkers. This is bonkers.
doing it. I'm helping Europe. I'm helping NATO. And I've until the last few days when I told them about Iceland, they loved me. They called me daddy, right? Last time. Very smart man said, he's our daddy. He's running it. I was like running it. I went from running it to being a terrible human being.
You can't make this up. He called me daddy. Oh, what is today's news? Oh yeah. 16 minutes ago, ICE detains 4 Columbia Heights students, including 5-year-old. In Minnesota's Columbia Heights School District, where over half the students are Latino, ICE agents detained 4 students in recent weeks, preschooler Liam Conejo Ramos and his father in their driveway, a 10-year-old girl with her mother on the way to school, and 2 17-year-olds. Superintendent Zena Stenvik said the community feels shaken, with attendance dropping a third and recess now indoors due to ICE sightings nearby. The district hired an immigration lawyer and expanded online learning amid the Trump administration's deportation push as families seek help to reunite the children, now reportedly in Texas facilities. So, a preschooler has been detained, a 5-year-old. And I'm pretty sure he's not being treated as a 5-year-old. They have no empathy. Hey, Effie James, thanks for being here. I agree, it is disgusting. I know. I mean, yeah, this is who's running our country. They called me daddy. A really nice guy called me daddy. Like, what is happening? Okay, so it says either you fight like hell against this or you're part of it. So ICE agents are now detaining parents bringing their children home from school, then using the child as bait to try to lure others. Yesterday in Columbia Heights, ICE agents arrested a man while he was bringing his 4-year-old son home from school. Instead of letting the parent arrange care or contacting a guardian, which ICE policy requires, agents appeared to take the child into a back alley and use him as bait to try to draw others out of the home. That's what was happening in that short I posted yesterday that happened in September. They were using this family's 5-year-old autistic daughter to lure them out. It's sick. When that didn't work, they took the child and left, which violates ICE's own policy. Their policy is clear. Children are not to be taken into custody during enforcement actions unless they themselves are being arrested, and agents are required to prioritize the child's safety and immediate placement with a caregiver. In considering ICE's documented habit of moving people across state lines and fast-tracking deportations without access to legal counsel, separating a child like this puts families and children in real danger. Detaining a 4-year-old with no warrant isn't immigration enforcement. Using a child as bait to try to lure other family members is not law enforcement. It's a violation of basic constitutional protections and child welfare standards. And they have a video of this. Okay, that horn is irritating. I'm just going to turn that horn down a little bit. So this is, you can see the ICE agents here. It's really hard to see.
Victor 484.
It's a blue Mitsubishi, I believe it is.
Oh, so the kid was there. I think the kid just walked.
License plate. Boy. T. Thomas. Victor. 4-8.
Oh yeah, there's the kid. It's hard to see him, but he's got a white shirt on. He's right above my cat's head. The little kid. So the ICE agent is taking the little kid. Oh, there, they zoomed in a little bit. All right, I want to hear that horn is annoying. I just want to see what's happening. So there it looks like another agent in that car. Okay. Not much going on in that one. Eight hours ago. Oh, that was January 9th. Oh, that was the high school. I shared that when I was during one of my lives. Okay, so let's see. This person says, now we know who does all the child trafficking. So this is the worst of the worst criminals ICE is going after. Effing sad. That's a 4-year-old being, quote, taken by ICE in Minneapolis. If your politics can stomach this, your politics are morally bankrupt. Like, no, I'm reposting that. I'm just going to leave that little boy up on the screen for a minute. Is that not kidnapping? I would say it's kidnapping. That's what I would say. Yeah, well, that's true, Narcos. A 5-year-old who doesn't get his way is running this country. Look at how he acted when he was handed the Nobel Prize that he didn't earn. Well, interesting. The woman who gave it to him is now being sued. Actually, let's take a look at that. Who gave Nobel Prize? Oh, there's 4 hours ago. She defends it, but she is being sued. All right, now I just have to find the... That might be for a different time because I just did a simple Google search and I can't find... Oh, maybe this is it. Of course I can't read it. Yeah, I'll have to look. But in my opinion, if she could give it away that easily, she didn't deserve it to begin with. Someone else had said that, and I was like, you know, I kind of agree with you. I kind of agree with you. All right, let's see. So that's that again. The Associated Press recorded voices of children in... Oh, that's Israel. Okay. What? Oh, wait, that's why, because I'm not on my page. Okay. Let's do...
You need a dictator.
No. Let me just look up ICE police. Latest. Nope. Guess that's not what I want. Oh yeah, I do want latest because these are old. Wanted to see if they had, okay, that's not going to work either. I thought it would work easier. All right. Wait a minute. Are you kidding me? This is that was at was it Davos? All right, we got to listen to this. I'm sorry if some of you are supporters of Trump. I respect you for your support of him. This is insanity.
We had a good speech. We got great reviews. I can't believe it. We got good reviews in that speech. Usually they say he's a horrible dictator type person. I'm a dictator. But sometimes you need a dictator. But they didn't say that in this case. And
Well, Hitler was also a dictator. Just saying. All right, so here's 1 hour ago. CBP agents deployed green chemical gas near a school and park in Minneapolis minutes after dismissal. Children were heading home and a school bus was forced to drive through the gas as it spread into nearby neighborhoods. Bovino was at the scene. Oh yeah, there he is right there. What? Oh, wait, is that the high? I don't think this is the same high school as the... I don't think that's Roosevelt High School. Maybe it is. Maybe it's just a different view.
Get back! Gas is coming! Gas is coming! Second warning!
Yeah, they don't want you close so you can't see them beating the shit out of people. Like, you can't just throw tear gas because people want to see what's going on. Here, they got somebody on the ground over here. There's somebody on the ground here.
Gas on Bill, Third warning! Gas on Bill!
Oh, that was another agent. I thought it was another person. So here's gas right here. Somebody released.
You just get back! Get back!
Like, these are high school students, or I'm assuming high school students. They look older. It could be junior high. But, like, these are kids and probably their families. This is sick.
Sam! I have it! Sam, back up! The green stuff!
Unreal. Today, ICE agents violently dragged a U.S. veteran out of her car near Minneapolis. Get out of the effing car. Bet. You know, oh, I saw this one the other day. This is the one where the one in the passenger seat says, "Don't break my fucking window." Back up. I think this is the one. "Don't break my fucking window." Oh no, this is a different one. What the hell? What the hell?
Do not break my fucking window!
Oh, this is the one. She said, "Don't break my fucking window." This is hard to watch. And she's telling them that she is a Marine. They don't care. I mean, they're a bunch of thugs.
I just got into the John is looking at is a black. Get out of the fucking Get out of the car. Put the car in park. Get out of the car. Put the car in park. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
You know I'm a Marine Corps veteran.
I don't care what you are.
She just said, "You know I'm a Marine Corps veteran." He said, "I don't care what you were." She has a case. I hope this woman sues. big guy. Like you guys, like, this is coward. They are cowards. If you move, I'll tase you. Like, take your sunglasses off. You look like a freaking, I don't know what. What is that? There's some kind of character that has a face like that. I don't remember. But, like, you know, be a big boy. Take your mask down. Take your shades off.
Fucking move, I'll fucking taser. Get the
And the thing is, these men have families. Deadpool. Thank you, Narcos. Yes, he looks like Deadpool. He should be Dead Soul instead. And I'm glad these people are recording stuff because
fuck out of the car right now. Get the fuck out of the car, please.
They yanked me out by my neck. They threw me to the ground. They stomped on me. They pushed my face into the ground. They put the cuffs on as tight as possible to the point where it took 6 agents to try to get them off.
What let you talk about the the local law enforcement working with the federal government to kind of funnel you in? What was the lead up when they get out of their vehicles presumably, or were they
They didn't get out. They drove their vehicle towards mine until ICE surrounded mine.
Okay.
yeah, that's what they do. They just surround vehicles. And why did they profile her? Because she had a mask on her face, like, because it's freezing out. She had like one of those, you know, ski mask on.
So they surround yours, and then
Yeah, she was in the middle of traffic.
how they come up, they break.
And then the cops went into a parking lot. They pulled off to the side and they watched the DHS and Homeland Security and whoever else it was assault me. And they listened to me scream for help.
Like, what I'm trying to get to is, like, did they say anything to you before they broke the window, or was it immediate?
No, it was immediate.
Immediately broke.
They said, get out of the fucking car or we're taking you.
Had they stopped you at all before that? Had you had any reason to believe that you were about to be targeted before that?
They put their lights on, but they don't have any jurisdiction. As women, we're told to go to a well-lit area where we can make sure that we're safe and we're not going to be attacked by armed thugs.
They are. They're armed thugs. That's what they are. That's what they are.
So we were trying to comply with what we've been taught our entire lives as women.
You're, I mean, I'm getting like the sense of emotion off of you right now. Like, can you walk me through, like, what are you feeling in this moment?
This is not the country that I gave my life for. I took an oath, and it's the oath that they're spitting on and stomping on. And this isn't Germany. They're Nazis. They're Gestapo. They think that they're above the law. They don't care.
What was your intention when you're out there following them? Are you out there to document what they're doing, to warn your friends and neighbors? Is that that ICE is in your neighborhood? Like, is that what you were out there to do?
They shot my neighbor in the face this week. That's what I'm out there to prevent.
So you're directly inspired by what happened.
Keith Porter, Renee Good, all of the above.
God, that's horrible. Yeah, Effie, disappointment in this country is what she's feeling. And just, I mean, the fact that she served our country and was treated that way, sick. Absolutely sick. Oh, what's this one? ICE arresting 19-year-old Wilmar High School student Subhan Noor on January 12th. She was reportedly held in custody for days before being released. All right. Now I'm getting pissed off. I'm going to have to end this soon. I guess there's no volume. There's no. Like, she's not a rag doll. She has a jihad on. So they probably saw that she had a jihad. Am I saying that the right word? No, not jihad. What is it? Oh my gosh. What is the head covering that Muslims wear? That was a really bad. Hijab. I had the letters all messed up. Hijab. Same letters, different way, different spelling. So hijab. So it looks like, it appears that she has a hijab on. I mean, that is kidnapping. You are kidnapping people. They're kidnapping. All right. Another minute, and then we're done because I'm getting really pissed off. All right, so this says, we'll watch this one and then we'll call it. ICE physically attacks lawyer. Stand between her and clients they're trying to detain. Don't push me, lawyer yells. Why are you trying to pick them up? It's none of your business, agent scolds. It is my business. I'm their attorney. It's exactly my business. Immigration attorney Alicia Via Beaslev took this video after she received a call from a client that ICE was lying about having a warrant for arrest. She drove to the scene and was able to chase them off the apartment complex property. She wrote, "If you don't like the F word more than you don't like people getting kidnapped, you may not want to watch this video." The incident occurred in Portland, Oregon.
What you trying to
All right, so we'll watch this. This is probably going to piss me really off.
do? They have active applications. They're here legally.
I mean, at least this dude shows his face.
Applications. They're here legally.
Don't put your phone in my face.
Don't push me.
Don't put your phone in my face.
Why would you push somebody?
Stay an arm's length away from me.
I'm right here. I was
Stay an arm's length away from me.
I was.
Next time I'll take you into custody.
I'm right here.
I don't know who you play with in the past, but I'll take you in.
I'm an attorney.
I don't
an
care.
Immigration attorney.
I don't care.
And I'm a
if
US
you violate
citizen.
the law, guess what,
I'm
immigration
standing
attorney?
right here.
You'll be standing in court too.
I'm standing right
Yeah.
here. I'm
18
on
USC
arm
111.
race.
You
So
get
you're
my
gonna
face
come after
again,
me?
well,
What did he say? USC?
I'm standing right
yeah.
here.
18
I'm on
USC
arm
111.
race.
111. USC 111. Let me look that up. USC 111. Assaulting, resisting, or impeding certain officers or employees. It doesn't appear that she's resisting, forcibly assaulting. She is opposing, but she's not impeding or intimidating or interfering with anything. She is standing on the side of a sidewalk, video recording. That is not. No.
So you're gonna come after me? You're gonna shoot me? These guys have active asylum applications. There's nothing wrong with them. Why are you trying to pick them up?
You don't know what they have.
So why are you trying to pick them up? You have no idea. It's not legal.
It's none of your business.
It is my business. I'm their attorney. It's exactly my business. Get the fuck out of this apartment. Get out of here. Just leave. These guys are here legally. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. You're funny. What are you trying to do? I'm arm's length.
Yeah, good. You learned your lesson.
So get out of here.
What an asshole. You're right, evil queen. They're doing whatever they want. They are. They're doing whatever. Yeah, he's definitely a douche canoe. That is for sure. His family must be proud. Sadly, they probably are. I would be embarrassed. I would be embarrassed if this was my family.
Attorney.
Get the fuck out. Go. Can't believe you're not afraid to show your face. Get out of here. You must not be from around.
I said the same thing. He's showing his face, which, I mean, she said you must not be from around here. Showing your face.
Around here. You're touching your pepper spray? You're gonna pepper spray me?
You were saying you're their attorney?
Do you have a warrant?
So under their conditions
No,
of
do you have a
release,
warrant?
You do not need a warrant to knock
Yeah,
on
the
their
fuck
door.
you do. Get out. Get out. Yeah, it's illegal. It's against due process. Get out. It is.
If you develop
You are
public
not
cause,
an
Mrs.
attorney. Get out.
you would know that we
Fourth
could take
Amendment.
the person into
Why
custody.
are you without arm's length? You just came up to me. So back off. Arm's length right now.
So on their
Don't you
order-
dare push me again.
On their 220
Get the
Alpha
fuck
or 220
out!
Bravo.
ICE is here! ICE is here! Do not come out! Get the fuck out now!
We go where we want to go, and we stay as long as we want to stay. So
Because
if
you're
you
such
want us
tough
to leave-
guys. You're such
if you want us
tough
to leave,
guys.
Maybe you should just walk your ass inside.
Get out.
And then we probably leave.
Just get out.
We're disrespectful.
You show me a warrant.
You're funny.
You show me a warrant.
220 Alpha or
No,
220
no.
Bravo.
Show
220 Alpha? What's that? Let me look that up. They're yelling out all these codes or whatever. Alpha. Oh, 220 Alpha resistors. Alpha. Oh, well, if I can spell, that would be helpful. Okay, that came up with like some type of electronic. So I don't know what this guy's talking about.
Show me a paper that you can pick up these specific people.
Listen.
There is due process, and you guys are not
Exactly.
following it. So
And
get
there
in
are
your
also
car and get the
conditions
fuck
of
out.
release. There are also conditions of release.
You
that
have
they
no
must
idea
comply
what
with.
these people are here on.
You have no idea.
No, I do because I'm their attorney.
Okay, so what were their
So
conditions
get
of
out.
release? What
I'm not telling you because you don't know.
They were alternatives to
Get
detention,
out.
right? Alternatives
No.
to detention?
Get out.
We're gonna go arrest other people.
You have no idea what it is. Get the fuck out of here. And try to grow a pair. Do something good for your living.
I'm talking really politely to you. I know you're
Did she just say grow a pair?
Fuck out of here. And try to grow a pair. Do something good for your living.
Oh my gosh.
talking really politely to you. I know you're trying to get under my skin.
No,
Fine.
I care. I care about people.
That kid looks really young. That kid looks young.
All right, so get in your car and leave.
Yes.
Where are you coming in from?
That's none of your business.
No?
Nope.
We care about our people.
Bye-bye. Okay, so that wasn't as bad as I thought. So that was actually a good thing to end this live stream on, because that lawyer, what was it? Alicia Beasley. Alicia Beasley. Oh, and I just remembered I wanted to check in on Stormy Baby. Let me just go there quick and then we're gonna end. But good for that lawyer for standing her ground and telling them how it is. Let's see, Stormy Baby. There she is, Stormy Baby. Holy cow, she has almost 250,000 followers now. Wait, here she's talking about. Oh. Let's take a look at this. She's talking about a 15-year-old autistic child that was taken into custody by ICE. Are we great again?
A 15-year-old autistic child was detained by ICE for 50 fucking days. 50 days. An autistic child, 15 years old, 50 days he was away from his mother. I'm a mother of a child that is autistic, and when I tell you I couldn't have fathomed from being away from my daughter for 50 days. And this is exactly why mothers are not letting their kids go to school here in Minnesota. I have spoken to so many people and they're not risking it. They're not risking their kids going to school. And it's crazy. 50 days, an autistic child was in ICE custody. First off, why did ICE even have him in the first place? They even said in the article, had he been older, he would have had a chance of getting deported. So that's just the crazy part. This poor child probably had no idea what to do, probably couldn't even speak for himself, and literally was just sitting in here for 50 days. I can only imagine how he felt. And if you're condoning this, you're just as shitty of a person as the rest of these people doing it. And I hope that you're forever alone. And I hope when you're on your deathbed, you just realize that you were just a shitty person.
So I actually went to Google to look that up. And this took place in October 2025. In late 2025, Houston resident Emmanuel Gonzalez Garcia, a 15-year-old autistic boy, was detained in federal custody for 48 days as an unaccompanied minor after wandering from his family's fruit stand. I do remember that, leading to widespread concern and advocacy for his release, which was secured after a judge ordered reunification with his mother. I actually did a short on this. Despite confusion over ICE's involvement, this case highlighted issues with how law enforcement handles vulnerable individuals, with local police turning him over to Office of Refugee Resettlement officials who placed him in federal care, separating him from his mother for nearly 2 months. So he went missing while selling fruit with his mother. Police found him the next day, but due to his limited ability to communicate, mostly nonverbal, he was referred to ORR as an unaccompanied minor. He was held for 48 days, during which time he had to undergo appendix surgery. Immigrant advocacy groups and his mother, Maria Garcia, campaigned for his release, with many initially believing he was in ICE custody, though ICE stated they helped place him with ORR. A federal judge ruled for his release, reuniting him with his family in November 2025. Yeah, children should be off limits, period. Yeah, grow up here was funny. I'm surprised he didn't, go after her like that other one did when the girl called him a little bitch. Did they ever find the 3? Let me look that up too. 3. Let's see. Oh, I've got to put in ICE. Okay, so 5 days ago, it says the Oglala Sioux tribe continues to search for members arrested by ICE in Minneapolis. So this was 3 unhoused men. Oh, wait. Let's see what this says. 3 unhoused men who are members of the Oglala Sioux tribe remain in Immigration and Customs Enforcement custody a week after they were detained in Minneapolis, according to the tribal officials who are calling for their immediate release. Several council members of the Oglala Sioux tribe were granted access Thursday to the Whipple Federal Building at Fort Snelling, where local detainees are believed to be held, but were unable to locate the missing men, attorney and activist Chase Iron Eyes told reporters outside the facility. So that's the same guy that we saw that I had played. Let's see, this one says, diabolical ICE targets Native Americans and kidnaps Oglala Sioux tribal members in Minnesota. It's about white supremacy. Okay, so that was the Chase that Chase Iron Eye's talking. So I don't see any updates. Let me just see missing. Let me just do missing Native Americans. Yeah, nothing new. He probably knew he was being recorded. That is true, but I feel like the other ones probably knew too. All right, y'all. Well, I'm actually over my 2 hours. I didn't think it was going to be that long, but we hadn't talked about it in a while, and there's just so much happening with this, and I wanted to just talk about the fact that they are now in Maine. I mean, I know they're everywhere, but they are making a huge push in Maine. 1,400 quote targets in Operation Catch a Stray, which is the most irritating, annoying, disrespectful name for an operation ever. It's so gross. So thanks for being here. I do appreciate it. I do plan on going live tomorrow. I'm not sure what we'll talk about. Maybe we'll just do like a see where the wind blows us type of live where we just kind of look up something and then we just see where it leads us. I kind of like those lives because then we learn about a lot and I don't have to plan anything because it's all, what's the word? I'm losing my train of thought. Sporadic. Very sporadic. So thanks for being, actually, before I go, let me end the poll. I always forget about the poll. I always create it and then I forget to end it. And we had talked about, I had mentioned at the beginning of the live about the storm coming, and like I've been seeing the South is supposed to get like 3 inches of ice, which is insanity. All right. So are you going to be affected by the major storm coming? Yes, 74%. No, 26%. So if you are going to be affected, please be careful, be safe. And until I will go back. Okay. Oh, Nanny, you're a little worried. I feel like, I mean, the last ice we got was 1/8 of an inch, and that was a lot. 1/8 of an inch. And I can't imagine even a 1/4 inch of ice is a lot, let alone a few inches. That'll just paralyze the entire area. Like how do you do anything with that much ice? Hopefully they get it wrong and it's snow and not ice, because snow is a little bit easier to handle than ice is. So have a great day, night, morning, wherever you are. If you haven't hit that like, please do so on your way out. If you are watching on the replay, #replay, leave a comment below. And until next time, y'all, I will see you on the flip side.